Welcome to episode 3 of the Self Coach Live. I'm in lovely Greenwich. Self Coach, how's that? I'm just trying to get the view right for you guys. So I'm Stephanie Burton. You might not know me. I'm the Self-Love Coach, and this is, look at that, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous Greenwich. We are in the Sail Loft. It's this beautiful restaurant at the waterfront. I'm trying to hold the camera steady, and in the back in a minute you will see the amazing Helen, who is working with me today. Hey, let me just go over. Hello. And then you can see, isn't this view just amazing? Oh my God. So, as you saw in the description, today I'm going to be tackling a massive concept that I have a little bit of a bugbear about. So I'm sure you have read before the amazing statement that in truth, we are not afraid of the darkness, that we are only afraid of our light. And I don't know about you, and first of all, let me say the incredible lady who wrote that, I admire her, I respect her deeply, her work is incredible. I have read much of her work, you might know who I'm talking about. It is truly, truly incredible. But this whole business that we are actually afraid of our light, I completely and utterly disagree with it. So when you tune into this idea of your light, it actually isn't the light within you, your greatness, the greatest expression of you that you're afraid of. It is actually the fact that there are two things that, like an onion, are disabling you from getting to that light. And the two things that I'm talking about is what we're actually working on today is to remove the obstacles. So also you probably know this amazing quote by Rumi. It's not to search for love, but to search the obstacles that you have built against love. And really, when we work at attaining anything, like we're working on it today, is how to get to a goal. It's not necessarily in first line to look at how to get to the goal, but how to remove the obstacles that are holding you back from attaining that goal. Any goal is going to take, time, energy, money, and patience. But really, we aren't afraid of that place of achieving that goal, of living out our greatness. What we are afraid of is the fears, the assumptions, the expectations, and the illusions that we have built around that. And the two big illusions that we have, I call them the what-ifs and the if-onlys. So let's think about that. Let's go to that space in your mind where you've achieved your greatness, you are, living 100% authentically you, you're living a life that you are completely and utterly expressing everything you've got. That doesn't sound like a rough deal, does it? But what now happens is, what kicks in is your what-ifs and if-onlys. So one of the what-ifs could be, what if I can't maintain it? What if I'm not thin enough, clever enough, pretty enough? What if I can't live up to it? What if I can't maintain it? What if it's just too much work? That is one group of the things that immediately casts a shadow over that. But also, the other group is the if-onlys. If only I was already there. If only I had the qualifications to be there. If only I was born in a different time, in a different body. If only I already had something to show for my successes. Those are the two big groups. It is not your light. It is not your greatness. That entire thing, when you really dissect it, it makes absolutely no sense. But what you do have is you have the machinery of your brain. And I talk a lot about the head and the heart connection. This is also one of the reasons why I think this whole idea in personal development that you should just trust your gut instinct is the worst idea ever. Or let's change the wording, because your gut instinct is that reptilian part of your brain. It's the fight, flight, freeze, or subdue. That is not you being in the full connection between your head and your heart. But what does kick in when you start thinking about your greatness, and when you start thinking of stepping into that real huge soul power that you have, that's when your brain gets flooded between the what ifs and the if onlys. And that is a really normal a normal process. Your brain is there to keep you safe, to make sure that you don't go down avenues that that are going to provide you pain, because at the end of the day, your brain, your mind is only half of who you are. Your soul, your heart connection is the other side of who you are. And for most people, we've just been conditioned, and all of today's society conditions you to live mainly in the brain, mainly in your mind, and you've lost the connection with your heart, with that bigger space that is connected to everything around you. Because when you actually breathe, calm down, and ask the questions to calm your mind, to connect to your heart, you will get to that place where actually you see that despite everything that looks like it's going wrong, despite everything that is stacked against you, you are on track. You are heading towards where your true potential and your full expression lies. But the number one job we all have in our lives is not finding out greatness. It's there already. It's not. It's not even seeking that place or stepping into that place. Your number one job is to control the stuff between your head, because it's going to chuck at you a million reasons why you can't, why you shouldn't. What if it all goes wrong? And if only I was already there, if only I was prettier, if only I was thinner, if only I had more qualifications. And actually, when you manage to calm down your brain and come into your heart, you already know who you are. So today's episode was all about step away from bamboozling your brain with this idea that you are afraid of your light. That is baloney. It is your birthright to step into that place. But you know what? Most of us have never been taught how to actually calm down our brain enough. And, let's not get upset at our brain. I know a lot of people in personal development like to go on a warpath against the ego and the brain. They are here for a really good reason, to keep you safe. That you don't cross the street without looking left or right, that you don't put your hand into the fire. Your brain and your ego and that part is there to protect you. But what you have to do is educate yourself to calm down that trigger-happy safety system that we all have, and step down into the heart. And that's not necessarily something you've ever been taught or naturally know how to do. This is what I teach, how to reconnect your head to your heart. And that is then the part of you that opens up to that greater life force that is already within you, that already has your light completely sorted. So don't worry about that. And don't worry about being afraid of your light, because you know what? It is on track. It is inside of you. It will always be there. It is the layers of muck that we all have there, that we all need to work through. Nobody's exempt from that. So first of all, take a big breath. Your light is sorted. Don't worry about that. But let's get down to work. I'm going to show you some of the work we're doing today. We're doing this work today, the what ifs and the if onlys. That is work you need to do. And if you don't know how, that's something you need to learn. And, for many of us, I have a mentor and a coach as well. Sometimes you need help doing that. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask for that help. Have an amazing day. Come check out Greenwich. It is a beautiful place. And, I'm really, really in awe of all of you out there who keep committing to doing your own work, who keep really diving into who you really are, and you're awesome, and I love you to bits. And I just want to make sure that you know that today might be full of challenges and full of surprises, but really the only thing that can possibly ever derail you, and you know what, I've been through difficult stuff myself, at the end of the day you have all of the resilience already within you. It's your mind. And you know what? It's unbelievably convincing. And it is not a big deal. It's not a little deal. It is a big deal overcoming your mind. But you know what? We're all in this together, and I'm right here. And reach out, because my job is to help you through getting through the mess in your mind, that you can actually hear the song of your heart. And that's all for me today. Take care.